Yeah, give it a second to warm up.
Stretch out. I watched what's that movie about zombies with Matthew McConaughey and one of the kids from Superbad?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey. No, it's not Matthew McConaughey.
Walking Tall, Dead.
No. It's
It is Matthew McConaughey.
It's not Matthew McConaughey,
isn't it?
No,
it's the guy that
it's
looks like Matthew
Woody Harrelson. Anyway, welcome to this time's go around of SoapBoxing. I am one of your hosts, Mr.
Faithful host.
Very faithful host, Caleb Gamer Tag Calebius. This is my good buddy and other co-hostish / creative content editor, writer, and director person, Mr. And that's only on days that I don't want to do it, and then shirk the responsibility off to him, Mr. Stephen G.G. Kowalski.
What an intro. Shit, son.
We are recording live, broadcasting on major delay to you from somewhere on the internet.
And I know who it's coming from, because I back-traced it.
And apparently somebody has back-traced it and
Shit!
verifies that we are
Oh, the cyber police are
recording
coming.
from somewhere.
Fuck.
And are on the internet now.
I'm going to prison for something. I'm not sure. Profanity?
That's not a thing.
Can you go to prison for that?
Yes.
Hey-oh.
Not
Public nudity. That's
not
Florida.
in a situation like this.
Yeah.
There's certain states where it's illegal to curse in front of minors. There was a deal like 5 or 6 years ago. God, no. Maybe it's closer to 10 years ago. Some dudes tipped their canoes over in a lake and were cursing while they were flipping the damn thing over. And there was a bunch of kids on the shoreline with their mom out there, and the mom understood that law and then pressed charges against these guys. So there are certain podunk places where things like that are still the thing.
Well, I'm going to pull a rehab and sit at this bar and wait for the 5-0 to come pick me up.
But
and let's have a show while we wait.
You don't have any beer.
I already finished it. Go watch the pre-show, which doesn't exist. If you buy the $12.99 extra special super mega ultra edition DVD on our website, you can actually get all that unseen footage of us drinking alcohol in the state where that is legal.
Interestingly, and I'm sure you didn't actually know this, but I set up a website. So
did you? What would be the URL, as the kids call it, of that website?
I'm going to wrap a couple of things up first, and that's actually going to go in the description of the video.
Right, well, check below.
In the description
below
area,
down here,
or possibly a future annotation or something of that nature.
In this vicinity, right here.
I have more things.
Previous episode.
So let's get this straight.
Next episode.
In addition to having us on, each of us on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook, both on our personal pages and our gamer pages, I have added yet another thing to your browser time for the day. So you are welcome, America, for finding you more things to do in between the TV shows and the commercials.
I know where it's coming from, because I back-traced it.
Alright, well,
Tracing.
let's get to the show after that 15-minute intro.
In an interesting turn of events for the day, Mr. Gigi Kowalski will be announcing the stories, but he will be doing it upside down and without ruffling my sheets. No?
No, I'll pass.
Should I just go to town?
You should.
And I know who it's coming from, because I back-traced it.
I wish low battery life on you so hard.
Oh, that was the wrong spot. That makes me sad. I apologize for that, internet. That was not the most profesh.
I'm glad we can't see the video on his phone because I'm pretty sure that it's not good.
You don't want to see that. That's messed up. We'll have a soundboard hopefully next show, so I can give this man a round of applause when he deserves it, which probably won't ever happen. All right, so what do we have on the...
But it's going to look sweet on my side of the table with my keyboard that actually works versus yours that is
This
not
does
attached
not
to
work.
anything.
All right, check this out. Caleb, why are you so old? Because I back traced it.
Alright, anyway, we've got just a couple of things we can go over here.
All right.
We've actually recorded quite a lengthy show already, and this is more the Candy Fluffy Bits show, because we didn't get into
The Fluffy Pink Pony Show.
any deep philosophizing, but I'm not going to promise this show won't go into there yet, especially with the lead-off topic we've got
Heyo.
here, with Westboro Baptist getting into just a little more trouble.
You are all up in the mic, and I feel dominated on the EQ.
Do you notice that I took my glasses off?
Did you
And
took
you know that
you threw
means
the glasses
I cannot
off?
see.
You got like 8 inches closer to the mic, and you're like, "Fuck this guy." Decibel levels going
Do
up.
you know that I cannot now see my sheet that is down here on the ground because I...
Damn it! Why do I not have that? I do not have back traced it on.
I have it in a 12
Damn
font, and
it.
I cannot read that
Because
from
you back traced
this
it?
far away. So I got to trombone a little bit. And actually, Westboro Baptists are getting into a little bit of trouble with the metalheads this time. They're kind of a bad crowd to pick on. Jeff Hanneman, the lead guitarist for Slayer, actually died this last week. But Westboro is planning to protest the funeral later this week, and that's getting to be kind of a joke because they protest everything. It's like
They protested my circumcision.
Grandma went to Cub. Let's go hold a protest over that, and we'll call it something about either like driving when you should add your license
Paper instead of plastic?
or yeah, you know, I mean anything. It's kind of a joke. They protest everything. I think they announce 5 new ones a day on their Twitter. Problem is they have a tendency to do all of them. So one of the big deals with these guys this time around is that, and this is the interesting point of discussion, because it's not interesting to point out that they're just naturally douchebags and or are really, really good at just trolling life, which I would like to believe. I think it's a combination of both, but before we get there, the thing that they're going to do, which will roll into that argument even more, is that what they're planning on doing is having a live band protest during the funeral and play to the funeral attendees, and they will be playing a
The
cover.
world's best cover of Crazy Train.
That's right.
I kid you not.
From the Prince of
Right-
Darkness.
Right down here, it's going to be in this vicinity.
Yeah.
Please do me a
I
favor
will be-
and click on that link and just clear your schedule. Just call into work.
But anyway, they're covering the Prince of Darkness, and they're using awesome lines there, like you're going on a crazy train straight down to hell, which is pretty awesome.
Which is
because I'm
actually
pretty
where the
sure
Crazy
that-
Train goes.
I'm pretty sure that actually violates a lot of Christian principles and stuff like that.
Wasn't
too.
that song written by the so-called Prince of Darkness?
Prince of Darkness?
Is it a sin to buy a tablature book for the Prince of Darkness? Or is it a sin to listen to a song by the Prince of Darkness? Did they edit out the parts that didn't make Jesus happy?
See, I refuse to believe that Westboro Baptist has ever done anything unchristian.
Yeah, see,
And
that's
so
I'm
what I
confused
think
about
has
how they got
happened-
around that.
I think that
Mind meld?
No, not mind meld. I think that it was a divine visit. That knowledge was implanted into
So they never
them.
actually heard the song; they just knew it because Mother Mary,
Because
Joseph,
God-
archangel person,
God-
told them.
Literally
Who was the name of
screwed
that
them
archangel?
in the ear
Michelle?
and jizzed the music into their brain.
Westboro Baptist is a absolute joke.
800,135 spells boobies on a calculator.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Westboro sucks.
Westboro Reverend Wright.
Whatever.
There's a special place in hell for you.
Oh, you've had all of my attention and time, and I'm going to move on to important things in life, like YouTube.
Because I back traced
YouTube, possibly within this week, is going to launch out a paid subscription service. And
What?
the thought in general is that it will probably be like $1.99 a month
Okay.
for up to 50 channels. And these are channels that are set themselves into a subscription service. So
What are the benefits?
Well, so the benefits
Multiple
that
channels?
they're looking at are that some of the larger channels.
Screw you guys.
Nope, not going to happen.
Damn it!
No, it has nothing to do with that.
I will give them $100 a week to give me more bandwidth.
YouTube has nothing to do with that. If you would just even shut
Just
up
give me priority.
If you would
just put me ahead of all the other plebeians.
They won't do that.
They won't do that?
I hate to break it to you, that is all your ISP, baby. That is all your ISP.
No, it's not.
YouTube is balls in general for some days for uploads, and it is that way for everybody.
I'm telling you, if I got preferred access through their server during peak times, I would get fast. Not I personally, because my personal ISP at home sucks. But if I had good bandwidth somewhere, I would get videos uploaded faster if I had preferential treatment.
Here's the deal.
Or a priority system in the server.
So how about we do this? Let's not put the cart before the horse.
Because I fact traced it.
Heck, we just
It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to. Damn it.
So yeah, let's work with that. They haven't been, YouTube, I should say, has been approaching some channels over the last week, and it's the larger channels to see if they'd be interested in doing a test run regarding getting a subscription service. Yeah, no wonder.
From YouTube.
Well, and here's the deal. There's a lot of full partner channels that do a good deal of business for YouTube that weren't approached because they aren't building their shows in the demographic they're looking at. What they're looking at is using this more for studios that are running shows that might want to access a different type of ad revenue that would give them the ability to up the quality of their programming into more television-like content. Because there are a lot of, like the Above Average Network is one on YouTube that is based out of Saturday Night Live, I believe, based out of their pool of talent. Mm-hmm. And they do a lot of longer webisode style skits that are more in that SNL talent. So they're looking at giving them an opportunity to not post SNL skits on YouTube, which would clearly still be there because people record them and upload them. But they're giving them the opportunity to actually use this as a more effective method of broadcast for those types of channels.
You haven't explained to me what the benefits of this. What am I paying?
The benefits. I'm not talking about the benefits to you yet.
No. What am I, as a guy that owns a very nice channel on YouTube, going to pay them $2 a month?
You aren't paying. No, jackass. You aren't paying them a goddamn dime as the owner of that channel. Quit pressing your buttons and listen to me when I talk. It is for users. Users are paying for this as a Netflix style thing. This is a deal. It is this is a potentially $2 a month service that would give you 50 channels to subscribe to that are channels that are in the subscription network. So anybody wanting to look at just random videos on YouTube.
It's like cable TV 20 years ago.
Exactly. They're looking at putting a package system into place like that would allow an additional revenue stream for those other channels, those very high-end channels that wanted to produce longer webisode quality content and actually be able to do that. So that's kind of, there's a pros and cons things here in that it could alienate some people, it could not. They've already got a rental program in place, but YouTube hasn't officially announced this yet. The way we know this is that
somebody spilled the beans.
Well,
no, wait.
How
do we know this?
We know this because exactly. See, this is exactly when that was right. There are some articles in the coding from the last update that allowed users to subscribe and unsubscribe from paid content services channels. So it's something that they built in.
The beans. It was in the coding. Somewhere.
Well, and see, I don't know if it's somebody initially backtraced it and then dug in a little bit more. Yes, somebody did backtrace it.
No, they didn't backtrace it. They backtraced it.
But then they dug in a little bit more, and I don't know if it's somebody on YouTube's side that said it in lieu of a specific company release yet, because maybe the company wants to actually wait till they launch it. Because they're still communicating with channels at this point to see if it's a service they want to try. They put the programming blocks in there in case they launch the service. However, the service may not launch. But see, I think it's going to be one of those things where you've got channels that will use this network, and then they will put out content on regular channels. but it might be shorter versions or trailers of things to come or things like that
You have
that
to
might
pay
go
the
into
$2.60
your
real stuff.
right. But it's not actually a big stretch because people already do that with rental stuff. And if they actually did away with the rental videos and put them into a subscription, I mean, depending on how much you use rental videos, you might actually
Nobody does.
right. But there are people that do, especially for movies on YouTube. But depending on how much you actually utilize those and pay those, hypothetically, if there was enough good content out there, $2 a month might actually be a step back from paying the rental fees if they rolled the rental into that subscription somehow. Because then you've got
realize,
access
though, it
to
is
50
Google,
channels plus the free
right?
stuff. Oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't hedge my bets on them rolling that back. A. B. What's the real market share on this? Like, honestly, of the users of YouTube, how many people go watch professional television grade content on YouTube? That's what we have Netflix, Hulu, and all the major networks.
Well, no, see, here's the thing. We have
online
there's a difference.
versions.
Well, yes
There
and
a
no.
difference?
There's quality programming that isn't in any kind of syndication that's put out by these studios and is completely unsyndicated and is currently an online.
That has
release.
20,000 people that are curious on it. Of the 152 billion people that use YouTube.
I'm actually going to go ahead and let you, because I have looked into this a little bit and have seen the channels and the views for a lot of channels that I don't know have been talked to, but that I imagine would be in the demographic they'd be looking at, such as the Above Average Network.
I've never heard of before.
Okay, yeah, go check them out. Go and look at the average video views of these channels, because they are substantially higher than you would think.
20,000?
Substantially higher than 20,000.
Triple that?
Well beyond.
100,000?
Well beyond.
300,000.
That is the minimum average range.
Let's say it's 500,000.
Minimum average range per video with on average 100 videos on
Hold on, I gotta
HDL.
pull down my back traced it to pull this up.
I hope that your phone dies just right now. The bottom line is there's a lot of people, even the bigger partner channels, that are literally waiting to see what happens. Not because they're even ever interested in utilizing the service, but because they're curious to see what it does for their YouTube business overall, whether or not people embrace this type of a deal, looking at certain content, whether or not this absolutely alienates a lot of people, or whether they actually find some kind of balance with it. I mean, maybe it turns out they launch this thing and a lot of the bigger studio channels suffer because nobody's willing to pay this.
In 2011, YouTube had more than 1 trillion views, or around 100. Hold on. I just want to do the math. Let's get the calculator out. Let's assume that these guys have 100 videos, and they all have 500,000 views. This one channel. I'm gonna find my calculator. Phone die in the middle of this. That would be hilarious. So they have 500,000 views times 100 videos. Let's assume that none of those views are the same people. There would be 50 million views for this one channel that I've never heard of, based off some of the guys that do SNL stuff.
Do you know how many people haven't heard of your channel?
Probably
about 15 trillion.
All right. So would be 50 million. All right. Let's see how many zeros. I don't think my calculator goes to a trillion. 10 million, 100 million, a trillion. Nope, it doesn't go to. But that would be
I think this
100 millions.
I think this is
a trillion?
futile mathematical exercise.
And how many 50 millions are in 100 million? 20, right?
I don't understand where you're going to try and eventually go.
Hold
because
on.
I think
Give me a chance to go there so I can back trace it.
I think that once you get there, I'm just going to be able to say like 2 or 3 words, and the math was going to be an entirely worthless endeavor that I'm going to have to edit out later.
If there was only 100 million views on YouTube, it would be 1/20th of the total view. No wait, 1/2 if it's 50 million. But that's 1/10 of it, so it would be. Let's see, it would be half of 100 million, but 10 times that would be a trillion. So 50 million would be 1/20th of a trillion.
Sure.
Right.
We'll go with that for now.
So,
So you've deemed one
let's
channel
just-
as 1/20th?
one channel, according to you, if we use an aggregate number of 500,000 views, assuming no views of the same
And
person.
I'm saying 500 is probably a little high. It's probably between that 3 and 500 range.
I'm telling you
but
that
some well over 1 million.
Hold on. The problem is they're not true aggregate views. They're composite views. The problem is
Composite
that
is the word.
composite views.
Composite views.
The problem is that they're not 300,000 different people each time. They're 295 of the same 1,000 people.
That doesn't make
with
any difference
extras.
to ad revenue. And here's the thing: that is one channel.
How many channels do they have?
How many YouTube users are there?
How many YouTuber users are there big enough to be basically cable
Okay,
TV
so
networks
that was
hosting content?
That was the question that I wanted you
20?
to ask. No, see, that is the question that I wanted you to
Times
ask.
300,000
No,
times
st-
100
now,
videos?
Now shut up, because this is the question that I
So
actually
mad.
wanted you to ask. No, this is
Right,
exactly
what
it.
is the question?
No, that was the question. How many channels are there?
That
And
actually
could there
fit
be?
the bill for
So
this
now,
program?
right now, they have it set at your subscription service would give you 50 channels that opted in. If they were going to do that, they assume that not everybody is going to pick the same 50 channels to fill
It'd
their
be
service,
more.
which
Right.
means there are probably at least 150 channels that are either already producing that content or are at that threshold where they are producing the views to make that kind of content, and their content is already close to there, but with a little revenue bump, they might be buying better equipment for an independently run channel versus a studio channel. So you've got some studio channels and some independent channels
Let's say there's
that are working the
150
same thing.
channels, though.
So yeah, work with that 150 number, and it becomes a much bigger piece of the pie as well, to a point where it could hypothetically be lucrative. But I think this is one of those things, which is why they haven't stepped this service in, and which is why even if they put it in, they might see such a small use of it because there are people that don't want to see webisodes.
Who wants to pay for YouTube?
Well, hold on. There's people that don't want to see webisodes.
I want to see the user data on fucking YouTube rentals.
Well,
'cause
and see,
it's
this is the
probably
thing.
five.
And see, this is the thing too, is
Nobody
that
wants to pay for
the
YouTube.
only people that have access to those numbers are YouTube. So I'm having to figure YouTube and Google. So I'm having to figure that they've made at least some type of educated guess that says, because sometimes it feels like they're just like throwing a dart at a wall for a creative decision for the week.
Honestly,
but this has actually
the
been something
R&D
that's been in
development
place
and
for
cost
2
of
years.
it is not huge, so it wouldn't really surprise me if they were throwing shit at the wall. I mean, like, well, maybe somebody's dumb enough to join this program. If there's enough interest, the problem is that they're going to the people who would sell the content, not the people who would buy the content. They're not doing polls of their users to find out whether people would actually pay for this shit.
I don't know how many times you log into YouTube that's actually been like a survey question.
I don't ever log into YouTube. I don't use YouTube.
Or use like
I don't have a computer,
surveys
actually.
or like anything like that.
But
But these are things that they dig into with some people a little bit. I personally always check no off, because to me, I'll be honest, a lot of times money that you're not fighting for really hard can skew your creative content. There's some people that are creative because they want to try and gain a vaster audience, because they think they've got something cool that you should see. Not, we've got this thing, we've got the cash in the bank already, we want to build a bigger buffer of our cash in the bank. And so they keep writing that same thing. That's why TV is so shitty.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's-
say.
that's why TV
who
is so
wants
shitty.
to repeat?
I have
cable
always
experiment?
let them know that no, this is not something I would ever plan on using, because I like creative content, which is one of the reasons that I know a lot of channels would not go along with something like this, because that's not a style
Bad
they want.
idea.
It's just not a style they want.
We
Bigger
already
studios, however,
have programs that are
spin-offs.
designed for this. Tell them to go to fucking Netflix.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Hold on. Netflix has movies made by three
Oh,
people in
that-
their basement from 1929.
Watch an upcoming Talk and Tech. We're going to talk about everything that Netflix is losing in
Well,
the very
they're
near
losing
future.
more. I'm just
Unless
saying.
they choose to sponsor me.
There's other programs, and Netflix was a great example. We don't know how they're
learn
doing, but
something.
they're actually as of late, I've noticed them becoming more popular in the sub-community.
The
problem is
Netflix has certain content. Netflix doesn't create content.
I know, that's my point.
YouTube is looking at it from the concept of enabling people who are content creators to create better content, not buying previously created licensing. They're looking at it from a specific angle, and they're trying to get content creators to look at it from a specific angle. I don't have any problem if they want to offer this service.
I do, because this is just the next step. Eventually, you are going to have to subscribe to YouTube.
No, see, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with it as long as I don't have to subscribe to YouTube. And then I will quit using it.
Get a picket sign with me and let's go boycott at Google Studios.
I won't, because I think that they're honestly going to take such a huge hit from this, and that all of the channels that do sign to it are going to take such a huge hit from it that they revert to their previous subscription model.
It doesn't happen.
They're going to have like a month.
It doesn't cost Google any money.
I think they're going to have like a month where they're going to
figure out. It doesn't cost Google anything if people are
going to go. And
if 3 people subscribe to this, Google makes 50 cents.
No, it's not that they will be hurt financially. It's that they won't have the gain that they're looking for.
Yes,
and
my point is it's not going to go away.
Then
this is like taxes.
No, it hurts the channels because it's taking away their other ad revenue and putting them under another source. So if you are a currently monetized channel, you are now under a different payout.
They'll just swap back to a regular one.
Exactly,
but
which
Google doesn't care. The program will stay there.
No, which eventually makes the people, because you have to be a willing participant in the program, it eventually makes participants in the program go down to 0, which means they can't draw any more revenue off of it. The program could stay there forever. But if there's nothing to buy, why would you buy it?
So they spread it to all of YouTube.
Right, which is where
until
people
they
will
say
quit using it,
nobody's in our program anymore.
YouTube.
No, well,
it exists.
My.TV
is a program that's already out there. I can record videos, upload them. I can take videos from YouTube, share them over there.
I'm just warning you that that's what's going to happen because
it's the nature of the business model to evolve.
Google is the internet provide ISP version of Blizzard Entertainment / EA.
No, don't. I still like Blizzard versus EA.
All right, let's just call them EA then. Even though they're the same thing.
Right.
Let's say Google's the same thing.
Google
has the same thing for internet production as
Google
EA
has
is for
its
game
ups
production.
and downs. I honestly wish that they would have just continued to be merged with AdSense, but not have become
well, Google has to own
a joint company.
It's like EA.
Well, I'll be honest, if I were the one that were running Google, I would want to as well.
There's 2 options.
So
1, the program does great, it gets expanded to cover everything. 2, the program bombs, 0 subscribers, pays $0. Nobody wants to pay the $2.99. It gets expanded to cover all of YouTube. And then we have to all move of our shit to a new...
Well, and see, that's the thing.
Pioneer.
You're going to, all of us...
Until the U.S. government decides that we're going to pass SOPA and a couple of other...
Yeah, then the internet's fucked anyway, so who gives a rat's ass?
But I'm just gonna. I want to be that guy today.
I'm saying with this deal
I'm
right now,
I
don't like the move. I don't like the move. At the same time, I don't care that they're putting it in because eventually somebody's going to try and make a full paid model anyway. Somebody's going to try it eventually.
That's my point,
actually think that this could stave that off because if it does go badly, there is enough negative backlash from content creators and backlash. Pardon me.
Alliteration.
My new Warcraft name. But it will be backlash within the creative content community and not necessarily the users. And they will simply take their business elsewhere. They can find half of the bigger content creators on YouTube already have sponsorships from companies like Netflix. And things like that.
That's my point. The
and
point
so
is
they might not be for this. They might not contractually be able to switch to the YouTube pay program if Netflix views it as a conflict. Okay, well, so worst case is they leave YouTube now over that and get Netflix to stake them a bigger amount, get other sponsors to stake them a bigger amount. A lot of these larger channels, fashion-oriented channels, the majority of their channel revenue doesn't actually come from YouTube. It comes from outside sponsorships. So I actually see this as staving off a potential wide user paid system.
I will just buy them out. Fire everybody and start over.
If you've got that much money, Go
Oh,
buy.
have you ever seen the welfare system? People will suck penis for $300.
I don't care. Let them.
I send them $1,000. They will
them.
do whatever I tell them to do.
Who cares? What you
Just
should
saying.
be doing
What?
is find a couple of loyal servants that you can pay very, very well. Buy a few goddamn islands. Bora Bora sounds awesome.
You just give it
Get
up.
a jet ski
I'm
and
just
go
telling
hang
you.
out there. Get a little private army so that if anybody, the pirates come out
Why
your
you
way
gotta
and stuff, just
stop
blow them out of the
ruining-
water.
I was having fun with my little fantasy of paying everybody to do what I want. Turns out it works really well. Ask the U.S. government. You send somebody enough money.
Who do you think sent those welfare people sucking?
Stay away from large groups of people. Hide in your house. YOLO. You ought to look out. All right,
Pull up
what
on one of the
is
station
our
around.
final story?
I am
Mr.
going to
Previous?
give you a blind choice here.
I pick
Durex or Plan B?